Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane Fallout 2-packs. We have the Fallout T-60 Vault-Tec and Soul Survivor 2-pack, and the Fallout New Vegas Riot Ranger Armor and Benny Survivor 2-pack. I got these guys from the McFarlane toy store. They arrived today, so let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see, Fallout T-60 Vault-Tec and Soul Survivor. Here they are in the package. It looks like no traditional accessories, just display stand and collector's card. One side of the package, here's the T-60 Armor, but it's not done in the blue and yellow color scheme. The other side is pretty blank. At the back, here's the T-60. Pretty cool little background. And at the bottom, there's the barcode if it helps. Next, we have the Fallout New Vegas pack, Riot Ranger Armor, and Benny Survivor. Once again, no accessories. Definitely disappointed the Ranger doesn't have some guns. 2 display stands, 2 collector's cards. Here's the Ranger on the side with a New Vegas flag. At the back, here's posed up in another pretty cool background. And at the bottom, there's his barcode if it helps. So with no further ado, let's open them up. Alright, now they got these figures out of the package. Here they are with all their accessories laid out, and that's kind of a joke as all 4 of these guys come with absolutely no accessories whatsoever. Yeah, we have a display stand and a collector's card, but no character-specific accessories, which I think is very, very disappointing, especially for the price point. So in front of you, we have 2 figures from Fallout New Vegas, which is going to be Benny, and then the Riot Ranger. And then we have 2 figures from Fallout 4, which is going to be Nora, the female character you could potentially be, and T-60 Armor done in the Vault suit colors. In this video, we're going to take a look at each of the figures. We'll check out their lack of accessories, height, and articulation, and then we'll compare them with a bunch of other relevant action figures. Let's go ahead and start off with the New Vegas 2-pack. Before we dig in deep to the figures, let's check out their accessories, if you'd even call them that. Each of the figures comes with a display stand, 2 say Fallout New Vegas, and 2 simply say Fallout. And then we have their collector's cards. This one came with Benny, Ranger, Nora, and the T-60. And the back of these cards doesn't have anything except for this sort of Fallout guy. And at the back of their cards, this one shows the T-60. This one shows Nora with the dog. And this one, more of the Fallout guys. So let's start off by checking out Benny. He's tied to the New Vegas casino. At the opening of the game, you're sort of captured, and he shoots and kills you. If I'm not mistaken, Matthew Perry from Friends was a huge Fallout fan. He even injured his wrist playing one of the games, and that got him some attention, and he was able to voice Benny here. Let's take a closer look. So, his plaid jacket is very sort of signature to him and noticeable. I'm a sucker for suited guys, so this is really cool. His face looks good. I mean, nothing super special, but it looks about like it's supposed to. He's got a black tie, white shirt, and then this sort of checkered blazer. Now, the most annoying thing about him is he has this poker chip permanently attached to his hand. I almost thought to myself, maybe I could turn this guy into Harvey Dent, a District Attorney, before he became Two-Face. I don't know. He's got the truncated legs, which they did with the Fallout figures. Looks like the body's exactly the same as Cooper Howard, which is shared from some McFarlane DC figures. Double jointed elbows, double jointed knees, kind of brown dress shoes. He looks good. The legs seem a little bit short compared to the torso area, but that's because they shortened them from how they were originally supposed to be. Still, like I said, a sucker for figures like this. This guy's right up my alley. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt. And up close, I think it actually does look pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with how his head turned out. Just wish he had that alternate hand without the stupid poker chip. Now to check out the reuse differences and similarities between Benny here and the Cooper Howard figure. And they are 100% the same figure, same sculpt, same articulation, so let's take a closer look. As you can tell, obviously the head and face are completely different. But then the shirt, the tie, and the jacket are the same. The arm is the same, but he has a different pair of hands with this poker chip permanently attached. And if I were to guess, I'd guess that's reused from a McFarlane DC Two-Face figure. And then the legs, they're proportionally shorter compared to the torso, are also exactly the same down to the feet. And this is one of the McFarlane DC figures that utilizes the original base body used for Cooper and Benny. This is Alfred. They also use it on the Joker and Red Hood. So the top part is the same. So you can see the arms are the exact same length, same sculpt. The jacket is the exact same length, same sculpt. The crotch or diaper piece is also the same. But then the actual legs, as you can see, the kneecap is the same. But it's like the top part of the leg, they just like cut a piece out. And the bottom part, they did pretty much the same. It has the same wrinkles at the bottom of the pants, but there's like just a section in the middle missing. Same with the top. And I'm pretty sure the reason they did that is so they can make the T-60 armor more impressive without making it even bigger. I mean, these guys are not 6-inch scale, but they are smaller than McFarlane's 7-inch figures by, I don't know, a 1/4 inch or so. But if you just look at the guy, I feel like his torso is too long and his legs are too short. Because you look at Alfred, his legs are quite a bit longer, and I think they match the body a lot better. And now that we've taken a pretty good look at the figure and his lack of accessories, let's check out his height. And I see a lot of people complaining about these Fallout figures. They say, oh, McFarlane made these 6-inch scale, and the regular figures they make are 7-inch scale. And that's not exactly true. They are a little bit shorter from bottom to the top of his head, standing about 6.8 inches tall, which would translate to about 17 centimeters. So 6.8 inches is definitely not 6-inch scale. It's slightly smaller than the 7-inch scale, but only slightly. And for his articulation, starting with his head, of course, you can rotate side to side. He can look up a pretty good amount, down pretty good as well. You can tilt his head from one side to the other. Shoulders on a ball joint goes up about 90 degrees. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. It's got a bicep cut, and it's really hidden nicely because of the checker thing. It's kind of hard to see the sculpt underneath. Double jointed elbows. His wrist can rotate, and it's hinged as well. And he's got that little poker chip, pink chip, permanently attached to his hand. Not a fan. Torso is pretty much one solid piece. There is articulation under there, but with the jacket over it, you're not going to get any use out of it. Ball joint is waist, rotate around, forward and back. Legs complete as the splits, McFarlane style hip joints. It has a little bit of rotation there. Legs go forward, about that far. Back not much. Double jointed knees, and the ankle. Forward and back, rotate, tilt rock, and toe articulation. Next, let's look at the Riot Ranger. He's in the Riot Ranger armor. A lot of them are for the NRC, the New Republic of California. Not 100% sure which faction this guy works for. They're kind of soldiers or elite soldiers, almost like Green Berets. So let's take a closer look. Now, they did release this guy as an elite single, and he has a much better paint job and tons of accessories. Even enough that I should be able to give him a couple for this guy. So he's a military type green, military helmet, looks like sort of a camera or light on the side, red eyes, gas mask looking thing. And he's got this big trench coat. In some ways it kind of reminds me of the Nightmare Batfleck of the post-apocalyptic future, which definitely share some similarities. Brown strap across the chest, holster on his leg, of course no gun to put inside, which is very disappointing. They could have at least given him a couple of guns, my word. Double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. The legs are probably reused from something else, but I don't immediately see what it is. Like I said, the paint job and the details are a little bit less on this guy than the single elite release, which makes sense, but there's really no reason they couldn't have included some accessories and a little bit more paint, especially for the price point of these guys. And a closer look at his face, helmet, and head sculpt, which looks pretty good for what it is. The helmet, the military green, the sort of gas mask, it's all on point. And for the reuse differences, similarities between this Riot Ranger and the Elite version. And once again, it is 100% the same figure, same sculpt, same articulation, no accessories to this guy, and an inferior paint job. So if you just look at the top, it's very bland, military green, but his has some weathering. It looks a lot better, kind of a wash on top. Even the gas mask has some sort of gray or silver stuff on it. His is just all one solid color, a little more bland. He's number 8. Some letters on here. His vest also has that sort of wash. Silver, sort of shiny. The coat has a much better paint job. Sort of brown leather. His is just pure, that same green color. Even a little lighter at the bottom. His straps are painted. His are not. The pants look like he's been in the desert. Faded. Worn. Even the bullets are painted on the Elite version and not on this version. They both have that empty holster. Of course, this guy actually comes with something to put inside. Even the straps on the back are painted. There's no reason they couldn't do this on this guy. I know, this one's an Elite one. He's a premium figure, costs a little extra. But these 2-packs are damn expensive enough to have included accessories and the equal paint job of this guy. Here are the 6 guns that the Elite version came with. It is inexcusable for this guy not to have any guns whatsoever. He even has his holster on his hip and nothing to go inside, which I believe is intended to go with the knife from the other guy. Now, we do have 6 guns, so you can share some between this guy and the other guy. But if you got this 2-pack, you have to provide your own guns. Just an example of this Riot Ranger holding a gun that he did not come with, but it looks pretty good with him. And now that we've taken a look at this figure and his lack of accessories, let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his helmet, standing right at 7 inches tall, which can translate to just under 18 centimeters. And his articulation. Starting with his head, you can rotate side to side. He can look up, not much, down a little bit more. Can tilt his head at least the littlest bit from side to side, not too much. Shoulders on a ball joint, they go out about this far, very obstructed from the top of his jacket. They can go up, not that far either. It's about the best you're going to get. He's got a bicep cut, double jointed elbows. His wrists can rotate, and it's hinged. And I hate the fact that he has this trigger finger with no guns to come with. He's got a ball joint in his torso, rotate around, forward and back, although the coat is going to obstruct that. Another one is waist, rotate around, forward and back. Once again, he can look forward, but he can't really go back much because of the coat. Legs go out about that far, McFarlane style hip joints. Rotation it's there, minimal. Legs go forward, I don't know, about that far, back not much. Double jointed knees, and then his ankle. Forward and back, rotate, tilt, rock, at least a little bit, and toe articulation. Here's a look at Benny and the Riot Ranger in front of the deserted post-apocalyptic wasteland. And here's a look at both the Riot Rangers. Starting to build a squad here. Now let's take a look at Nora from Fallout 4. Nora, if I'm not mistaken, is the sort of female character you can pick to play as. You can pick either a female or a male. And she's been frozen for 200 years and then has woken up. As I understand, her son was woke up about like 70 years before her and is a really old man at this point. She looks like she's wearing the typical Vault outfit, the blue and the gold, and then she has the sort of Vault armor on top. I'm betting the base body is the same as Steph and Lucy. We'll check that out shortly. In the meantime, let's take a look at her. So, start with her face. It looks pretty good. Kind of reminds me of a generic version of Lucy. I would assume Lucy is at least loosely based off of her. Try saying that 5 times fast. She's got the armor on top, the shoulder pads, the straps, a little sort of armor for on top of her forearms, etc. But beneath that, we have her Vault outfit, and it keeps trying not to be sort of lined up. It has texturing in the middle, as you can kind of see here, and then smooth on the sides. More texture on the legs, more armor on the shins and knees. She's got an older looking Pip-Boy, double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. Fairly basic, but nice to get another Vault member for the collection. Looks like she's from Vault 111. And a closer look at her face and head sculpt, which looks good. I mean, it's just sort of a generic female wearing the Vault outfit. Not based off an actress or anything, but based off a video game character. And although she doesn't have any accessories, it would have been nice if she came with some kind of a weapon. And the dog here that came with Lucy is exactly the same kind of dog that Nora walked around with in the game. So it would have been nice to include that as well. And for the price point, there's no reason they couldn't have. And now for the reuse differences and similarities between Nora here and Lucy. They do share the same base body. Obviously the heads are going to be totally different. As we go further down, they have the same Vault outfit. She kind of has the same sort of issue lining that up properly. It can be done, just like Go Stray. They both have the badge, same texturing. The main difference is going to be she has the sort of Vault armor on top. The Pip-Boy actually looks to be the same sculpt, just painted differently. Same shoes, double jointed knees, elbows, all that good stuff. Vault 111 and Vault 33. There are now 3 figures utilizing the same base body: Steph, Nora, and Lucy. We definitely need to get a male figure with a male Vault body, the blue and gold suit. And now that we've taken a pretty good look at this figure, let's check out her height. From bottom to the top of her head, staying about 6.4 or 6.5 inches tall, which can translate to about 16.5 centimeters. And for her articulation, starting with her head, of course, you're going to rotate side to side. You can even get it to go all the way around. She can look up, not very much, down quite a bit more. Can tilt her head at least a littlest bit from side to side. The hair prevents her from going much further than this. Shoulders, a ball joint, goes up about 90 degrees. She does have these shoulder pads, and they are soft, so you can kind of lift it up and get to go over there. Up, down, around. She's got that butterfly ring between her shoulder and chest, increasing the range of motion, but covering the gap that would be there. Bicep cut. Double jointed elbows. Her wrist, and a lot of this armor is a separate piece. See how it kind of moves around? If you really wanted to, you could remove pretty much all of it. This. Maybe not these. Her wrist can rotate, and it's hinged, although you can't get too much out of it. Ball joint in the waist, rotate around, forward and back. Another one in our waist, torso and waist ball joints, rotate around, forward and back. Between the two, pretty good range of motion. Legs. They come out about this far, although I'm having a little trouble with this one. McFarlane style hip joints. Rotation is non-existent. Legs go forward. Pretty good amount. Back not much. Double jointed knees. And the ankle. Forward and back. Rotate. Tilt, rock. And toe articulation. And now for the T-60 armored suit. Basically like a giant mech warrior. In the games they have the T-45, the T-60. And this is cool. It's a good sculpt. Kind of blocky, limited articulation, of course. No accessories. And this one is done in the Vault colors. The yellow and the blue. In the game you can kind of personalize and customize your T-60 armor. So they went with this one. Even though the packaging shows the regular gray or silver version. So let's take a closer look. Starting with this head here. This is old, retro style, futuristic armor, which is just cool in itself. It's got a little sort of lens over the eye. I guess it's light up here. Tubes feeding oxygen in there. The yellow stripe across the top, which is sort of signature to the Vault look. As we go further down, this big extra sort of piece here. Shoulder pads, and they're articulated. You can get them to kind of move out of the way. Underneath, it's almost looks like a brown suit that he's wearing. Single jointed elbow, single jointed knee, big, giant feet. This guy is really easy to stand up. Here's the sort of back part where you can open it up and get inside the vault. That looks pretty cool. I'm not really a big fan of this color scheme on the T-60, but still pretty cool. And then here's this figure, broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. The backpack can come off, and it just sort of leaves a little hole back there. And a closer look at his face, helmet, and head sculpt, which the sculpt is fantastic. Good details there. Paint job a little weird, but that's okay. And now for the reuse differences and similarities between this 2-pack T-60 of the Vault colors and the Elite version. And they are 100% the same figure, same sculpt, same articulation, so let's take a look. The heads, exactly the same. The main difference is this guy has a mechanical sort of metal paint job, and his is done in the Vault colors. He's got the logo at the front that he doesn't have. The head, I'm more of a fan of this one, the way it looks, than this one, but it's cool to have different versions. Same shoulder pads, same arms, except this guy has open hands with triggers to hold the guns, and this guy simply has fists, so even if you took a gun from him and gave it to him, you couldn't do shit with it, and that sucks. Legs are the same. This guy has a good paint job. Nice sort of weathering. It's kind of dirty, like he's been in the desert, which is exactly what's been going on. We now have 4 different figures utilizing the T-60 armor. We have both Hank and Maximus from the TV show. You can see Hank on the left. He doesn't come with a helmet, which I find very frustrating because I very much so like to be able to have him in both looks, even though I know he didn't wear the helmet in the show. But I would love to be able to use it as an alternate T-60 soldier. And then Maximus on the far right, who I currently have wearing the helmet. And then we have this new 2-pack version with the blue and yellow paint job. And then we have the Elite version. So the 2 in the middle are from the video games, and the 2 on the edges are from the TV show. And now that we've taken a pretty good look at this figure, and no accessories, let's check out his height. From bottom to the top, standing about 7.8 inches tall, which can translate to just under 20 centimeters. And for his articulation, starting with his head, of course, you can rotate side to side. He can look up and down, really not much, little bit. I don't think this thing is really articulated, just has a little bit of give to it. Shoulder pads, they're on a little ball joint. You can rotate, you can go up and down. I can really just sort of get out of the way as needed. Shoulders on a ball joint goes out about 90 degrees. Up, down, around. Then go out that far. Then go up about that far before the shoulder pads will restrict it. He's got a single jointed elbow. And does not seem to have rotation there. His wrist can rotate and it's hinged. Now I hate the fact they gave him fists. Really should have given him gripping hands so he could use weapons from another figure. Ball joint in the torso, rotate around, forward and back. Legs, they only go out about this far. This extra piece of armor is really restricting that. They can go forward about that far. Single jointed knee, and then the ankle, forward and back, tilt rock, and I guess whatever rotation you're going to get is up in the thigh area. Now these are big, bulky sort of mech suits. You don't need Spider-Man super articulation on these guys because they move pretty slow and bulky in the games and the show. Here's Nora with the T-60 Vault armor in front of this workshop. Here's a look at these 2 Fallout 2-packs in the city streets next to each other. Now let's check them out next to some other action figures, starting off with some other Fallout figures. Here are these 2-packs next to the Elite version of the T-60 armor. This one is based on the video games, just like these 2-packs. And here, next to the Elite version of the Riot Ranger, which is also based off the games. Then, next to the Elite version of Lucy. Lucy is arguably the main character from the TV show. Here they are, next to the Fallout TV show regular wave. We have Maximus, Cooper Howard, the Ghoul, Steph Harper, and then Hank McFarlane. Pretty cool group of figures. Hope they dig in deeper and release more stuff from both the show and the video games, especially with Season 2 of the show just around the corner. Here is McFarlane's entire Fallout action figure collection. We have a total of 12 figures, 6 from the show, 6 from the video games. There's pretty much an endless amount of stuff they can make from the video games, and there's plenty of stuff they can make from the shows as well. I would expect there to be a wave of figures from Season 2. That's probably why we're getting such a big Fallout push right now. I know Fallout is very popular, and with the show, its success, Fallout is probably more popular than ever. I really want to get a male version in the vault suit. Could be very useful with head swaps, etc. Now, I wouldn't mind getting some extras these guys for head swaps, but they're just really expensive to get. Whether they're elite figures or in 2-packs, they're not cheap. If they were single releases, I might actually do that. But as is, I would love to get another Lucy for head swaps, or Steph. Steph would be the cheaper option. I guess if I want more T-60 Brotherhood guys, I'd have to get Maximus because he has a helmet. But if I wanted to get more Rangers, I have to either do the Elite version or the 2-pack. So, price-wise, it's just not easy to get extras or army build them. And then let's talk about the price. The price is atrocious. I mean, it's $70 for a 2-pack, which I guess if you kind of look at them, the regular figures were $29.99, so $30 at Target. They were $35 everywhere else. And that felt like a good deal, the T-60, the big, oversized deluxe figures, but not such a good deal on the individual figures. Then you have the Elite guys. Those were typically run $50. Some places sell them for $60, which is outrageous. The 2-packs being $70 kind of makes sense if you look at the base figures, $35 each. Personally, I think the base figures should be cheaper, and they should have made them the full 7-inch scale, and then they could have made the T-60 figures mega figures. They could have charged $45 for them, made them bigger, come with more accessories, and would have been an easy sell. So, I love these figures. I love the Fallout universe. The collection's awesome, and I plan to get everything McFarlane's going to release with articulated action figures for Fallout. But the value is simply not there, and these 2-packs coming with no accessories is truly unforgivable. Now let's check them out. Next is some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how they fit in both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix them with. Since they're McFarlane toys, they are typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the large action figure lines I collect, and then work way smaller. But first, let's check them out next to some of their McFarlane Toys brothers. In front of you are 8 action figures, all from McFarlane Toys, all 7-inch scale. I know the Fallout figures are a little bit smaller, but I'd say they're still pretty much 7-inch scale. The males run about 6.8, the females maybe about 6.5. And while we're on the subject, I can see where the Ranger legs come from. They come from this Todd McFarlane figure, which is also the same as the Connor Kent figure in the DC Multiverse line. And now, with some Jack-specific wrestling figures and Diamond Select toys, here they are, next to several jars of baby food. And here they are, with some DC Direct and NECA figures. Then, with some Mattel and Jazzwares wrestling figures. And now, with some Mezco and Mattel DC figures. Next, with some Mayfix and Hasbro Marvel Legends. And finally, with some SH Figure Arts and Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, it's a nice group of 2-packs. I kind of had my rant about the value earlier, but the value simply is not there. I like Benny, I like his suit jacket. The proportions are messed up because they shorten the legs. The Riot Ranger, he's also pretty cool, but he has a significantly inferior paint job than the Elite version. And I get it, that's an Elite version, so he's going to have all the bells and whistles and cost a little extra. And then we have Nora, pretty basic. I appreciate that she has the Vault Armor, the Pip-Boy. Once again, no accessories. And the T-60. Common theme, no accessories, but they could have at least given him the gripping hand so you could use something with this guy from another figure. Biggest complaint, No accessories with anybody whatsoever. That is unforgivable, especially for the price point. In addition to that, they shortened the legs, which I'm not a fan of. They really did that for the convenience of making the T-60 guys more impressive next to the slightly shorter figures, and they didn't have to make them quite as big and spend as much on them. So, there's a lot of shortcuts they took with the Fallout line. I still really do like it because I really am enjoying Fallout. But I can't deny the fact that these 2-packs are grossly overpriced and under-accessoried. And when I say under-accessoried, I mean no accessories whatsoever. I do not count the collector's cards and display stands, as they don't enhance the figures whatsoever. If these guys had different accessories, Benny had, I don't know, an alternate couple of hands, so he didn't have to have the poker chip in there. The Riot Ranger, guns, knife, whatever. Nora, probably a gun. Honestly, she should have come with the dog. And then the vault suit could have at least come with a gun, some different hands, at least some freaking gripping hands so I could give him other guns. So, as much as I do like these things, and I enjoy Fallout, I enjoy the figures, it seems like kind of a lazy 2-pack. I mean, the Riot Ranger is a straight re-release with inferior paint job. Nora is also pretty much a re-release of Lucy or Steph. The T-60 is also a re-release, but they're just dumbed down to have no accessories. Yes, fresh paint job, maybe a different head. Hell, Benny is a freaking reuse of Cooper Hawk. I mean, they're all the same. Cooper Howard, rather. So, the price point is just not justified, and they should have come with plenty and plenty of accessories. I mean, Benny and Riot Ranger are 2 regular figures, but they're charging the DC Multiverse regular figure and mega figure 2-pack pricing. I'm not just going to keep going about the pricing. If you want to hear about it, go back a couple minutes. But it's disappointing. They're not giving the consumer, the customers, the value that we deserve. Still, I do enjoy these packs, and I think I probably like the Benny and Ranger pack a little bit more, just because the T-60, I don't really like him in this color scheme, but I do like getting Nora, the playable character in the game. Still, I'd say both packs deserve probably like a 6 out of 10, and I really want to give them 8 out of 10, but they just simply don't deserve it. So this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.